Congratulations for making one of the top 10 best decisions you'll be making this year, possibly ever in your entire life, because confidence is everything. And this video is here to give you confidence in your curls, waves, and coils. I am a trained curl specialist and I own a salon and Australia's largest online curly hair store. And these are my tips and tricks for how to style your curls super easy. And I always tell my clients, I don't want you to feel like a 10 when you leave my salon and not be able to replicate that at home. So this is how you can replicate it at home, whether you are my past client, love you, whether you're not, still love you, but would love you a little bit more if you booked, because I would love to touch your beautiful hair and help you. But this is for anyone who's wanting to feel more confident in their curls, and this is realistic. I'm not an influencer, guys. Like I said, I am a busy woman, so this is realistic. This is something you can do every week and it's not going to make you go insane. Now we are doing two products, a cream and a gel. This is how simple it needs to be. And if you are going to try and cut down, make sure you've definitely got the gel in your routine. It makes a big difference. A lot of people are scared of a gel, but take my word for it, because trust me, actually, you know what, don't take my word for it. Look on my Instagram, okay? Look on my Instagrams and see my beautiful girls. You see their befores and afters, and you'll be able to see gel matters so much. Now, the first thing we're doing is on soaking wet hair, we're gonna put some cream. Now, just because I didn't want to have to pay to replace my carpets from getting them super wet, I did just scrunch out some water in the shower, but I am just replenishing this. Now, if you're doing this yourself at home, you don't need to do this step. You can just do it in the shower, just flip forward and do it in the shower. Now, I'm gonna do one pump on each side. Now, I've got a lot of hair and my hair is very porous, very dry. It just drinks up everything I put in there. The majority of girls watching this video will only need to do one pump for their whole head, but you just adjust as needed. It's not that wild. You just play around with it. And that is the beauty though of using products that are quite potent. You don't need to like overburden or suffocate your hair with lots of product. Really just a little bit should do the trick. And see what I'm doing, just like that. And I'm just kind of starting at the bottom and I'm just kind of clawing it through. And I'm just being gentle about it. I don't want to be too aggressive. I don't want to stretch out my hair or do anything unnecessary. We're just applying it through. Now my hair is soaking wet, and the reason why is because water helps product to distribute better. So that's why it needs to be soaking wet. You will notice a very big difference if you are a damp styler and then you upgrade to soaking wet. You will notice a very big difference. Now that cream is through nicely. Now I'm going to get my gel and I'm going to scrunch it in, and same thing, I'm going to do one pump on each side. I just smoosh it through my hands like that, and then I go like this, and this is attainable. It's not something that you're going to do a couple times, love it, and then burn out and feel like you can't replicate it. You really want to hear that sound, because that means that the product is working with the water. Now, I always do this for my girls in my salon. It's completely optional if you want to do it at home. You don't have to do every single section. I only do a tiny bit. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't want anyone to leave my salon feeling amazing and then deflated when they get in the shower, like they can't ever replicate what I've done for them. I want this to be something where you can feel amazing all the time. So I just do the top layers, literally, and it's not even anything too extravagant. Just like that. Always going underneath and upward, that way that I'm not pushing the hair down in any way. Grab a bit from the back. This is going to be like the most unprofessional styling video you've seen, but I want it to be realistic. I want this, I'm not trying to be professional, I'm trying to make this something that everyone can do. Now, if you have got small curls like myself, my hair is like quite small, like ramen noodles, I guess, if you want to call it that, then use the smaller ridges brush. If you have got bigger, like fatter curls, then use the bigger ridges. I know that they are promoted, one's for volume, one's for definition. Look, I'm going to get into some volume tips for you after. But at the end of the day, if your hair is really small like mine and you kind of clump it into the fat ridges, it's going to look awful. And then same thing goes if your hair is like really fat, juicy curls and then you've push it into these ones, it's going to look awful as well. So there is that element of, you know, personalization that's really important. And there have been so many girls in my store where I kind of like, I'm like, don't get that one, please. Like, they walk in and they want to get, you know, one of them that they saw online. I say, you know, up to you. You can have a demo of our brushes here, but wouldn't advise that one. Just doing another scrunch again, because scrunching is really good for getting the product in and also keeping the hair nice and lifted. If you struggle to kind of grab, start like here and then just go like that. That way then you are getting it off the roots. It's really important to get it off the roots. Now, this is the most saucy part of the whole video. You have two choices, so bear with me here. There is a split in the road. You choose which one you want, air dry or diffuse. Now, if you have got looser curls or like waves, you will notice a very big difference if you diffuse using my special technique, which I will show you. If you have got hair like mine, you will not notice much of a difference. You'll notice a subtle difference, but not a lot. So that's something to keep in mind. And if you feel burnt out or scared at the thought of diffusing, don't do it, okay? Don't overburden yourself. There is no right or wrong. I mean, there kind of is, but in this situation, it's not like a must or don't. Like, I don't want you to feel burnt out. Sometimes girls come into my salon and they're like, apologize. They're like, oh, I air dry my hair. I know I shouldn't. I'm like, you should do what's good for you. If that's what's good for you, then I am cheering you on. Now, the cream I used has got heat protection in it. It's just handily dandly not to have to stress about another item. Now, if you are going to go for diffusing, this is what you're going to do. Get these root clips. So you put the root clips in like that. It's technically a pack of 6, but I only have 2 at my home. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get your diffuser and you just go around and hover for about 2 minutes or so, but not too long, because you don't want down here to set, because this is a part where you're going to kind of manipulate it. Now, once again, this is more ideal for like looser waves. You're going to manipulate it to actually make it way curlier. And if it's dries, then you can't manipulate it as much, because when hair is wet, that's when it's the most manipulative. That sounds like a horrible word to use. I just don't know what else to use. So if you think of a better word to use, let me know. I'm all ears. So grab a section and put it in like that, and then just twist and come up as you twist. And then just hold upward. That way then it's like lifted as it's drying, and you just want the hair to be twisted in there. That's the important thing. I'm going to do that again for you just so you can see. Now, obviously, if you're doing this on yourself, you're going to have to lean in different angles just to get a better grip, but you just twist it and come up and just hold. And you really want to do this while it's soaking wet. Well, not soaking, but very wet, because like I said, you want to manipulate the hair to bounce up more. And if your hair isn't like, if you're just drying your hair like this, or even like this, or just like, or even like that, like it's not ideal. Like if you do it like this, you're going to create frizz. If you do it like this, you're drying it out in a stretched state. Because look at my hair. When it's dry, it's going to like come up to here. So I'm stretching out my curls if I dry it like this. Now, if you're going for my personal favorite, this is a thick microfiber towel, and it's actually fitted to like sit on comfortably. Now, the wonderful influences of the internet will tell you to use an old t-shirt. You could, but the problem is t-shirts aren't absorbent enough. So you're kind of just trapping water onto your head and then creating like a bacteria playground. It's kind of weird. I wouldn't advise that. Use something that's actually made for drying your hair. So you just flip forward and you just put it where the button is. So you just put it in like this. The hair is sitting here and it is drying from all angles. The most important thing is that it feels comfortable. It doesn't feel like it's pulling or weird or gonna create a bacteria playground. So I'll keep this on for about half an hour. It will really get rid of that excess water, and then I'll put the root clips on like I did for the diffusing. I'll be back when my hair is dry, and I'm gonna show you the part after that. Now, after the hair is dry, it is super, super important to get this right, because it's something that people don't really know that there's actually another step, but it makes a very big difference. So I will show you that after my hair is dry. I'm back. Did you miss me? I missed myself. Now, what do you think of my hair? Let me give you a spoiler alert. This is horrifying, absolutely horrifying, because I need to do my finishing touches. It's 2 finishing touches that I do that makes a big difference. So first of all is scrunching it out. Now, I don't have much of a cast. Actually, I don't really have any of a cast, but even if you don't have a cast, it's still really important to scrunch it out with an oil. What the oil does is it actually seals the cuticle, so it stops the moisture and the shape from escaping, because your hair, as you know, over throughout the week, it changes. So this kind of helps it to stay the way it looks and stop it from, you know, puffing out. So you just kind of go through like this and then scrunch as well. And you just do that as much as you want, as much as you kind of need to bring your hair back to life. Another thing you can do is also shake it out. That's definitely a favorite for me, especially for people whose hair gets really clumpy, especially for people who have got not much hair or fine hair and the hair's really flat. This makes such a big difference because now that the hair is dry and in its shape, we can really play around with it and be a little bit more rough with it and get a bit more volume out of it, because our strands all throughout is set. We've got that nice definition. So now it's time to play with the roots and spread it out a bit more to take up more space and look more exceptional. You can see the massive difference that scrunching it out made. Now the final touch is hairspray. Now don't be scared. The girls in my salon get so scared when I mention this, but it makes a big difference. Now this honestly is not my favorite one. I will link my favorite one, the one that I use in my salon, down below, because it is more of like a less, I guess, sticky one, the one that I like to use on my girls. So I just put it on the fingertips like that, and then I just do a scalp massage and I go pretty ham on it. That's it. That's my hairspray trick. Now I do have another one which I'll link below if you want even more volume than this. Most girls, when I say, do you want more volume than this? They're like, no, that's good. I don't need more. But some of them are a little bit crazy like that, like me, and they want more. And that's for the tip below. I've linked it if you want to explore that one. The reason why I've used these ones in particular is because they give protein and they give structure and support to the curl, because moisturizing your hair is well and good, but if you're not giving it support and structure, then you're kind of getting half the benefits. Now, this is actually the worst that my hair will look all week, because I have nailed my routine and I do the right shampoo and conditioner and deep treatments, and I take good care of myself. Basically what that means is my hair just looks amazing all week. That sounds like such a flex, but it can for you too, don't worry. My day one is kind of my most blah day, so it only gets better from here, and I really hope that for you too, because it is a very nice feeling to not plan your social plans around wash day. Be careful. There are a lot of scams out there, especially AI scams, a lot of like AI before and after, and these curly brands are literally using them to say like, oh, this is what your hair could look like with my product, and like it's not even a real person. So please be careful. There's also another big scam of basically what brands do is they get a product that's generally made in China, not always, could be made somewhere else, could even be made local, but it's just like a product with a blank label, and then they stick their own label on top. And they aren't creating their own product, they're not adding any value to the curly community, they're just sticking their own label on because it makes them feel good about themselves, and they're not actually helping you. I recently had a girl come into my store who needed to buy a whole new routine and was asking for help, and she said that she had bought these products that she saw ads for, and I see the ads all the time too. If you're in Oz, you probably see those ads. And she bought them, and I was just like, I don't want to talk negatively about anyone, so I didn't say like, oh, that's a bad choice. Like, I just was just like, oh, so what did you think of them? And she was like, oh, they're awful, it was the biggest waste of money, none of them are good. And I'm like, let me tell you why they're awful. There's actually a bit of a reason behind it. So please be careful, take care of yourself. There's also a bit of an issue of people like working in the curly world that aren't actually certified in any way, which is really sad. I feel like you deserve someone who has trained and educated themselves and actually can add value into your life rather than just their opinion. Please take care of yourself. I hope you look and feel amazing because you deserve the world.